Yo, what up? This is Zach with the Mega Academy channel. I wanted to do a quick Quartolavaloonion video. Let's just, get right into it. Number one thing, the first thing you always want to do with this type of attack is, just check where the air sweeper is and check the air defense. Not the air defense, I'm sorry. Check where the clan castle is. So the clan castle, you look at it. On this particular base, you see that this, let's just circle the whole perimeter. But you see that this part of it, if you drop 2 or 3 giants, and of course I've just recently found out they have to be level 6, but if you drop 2 or 3 level 6 giants, they'll walk up to this wall and without fail will pull out that entire CC. So of course, first thing first, lure the CC, and then use your heroes to, put an H for heroes, use your heroes to take out the CC. When you do that, you always want to make sure that you drop your queen first and your king second. Drop the queen and pop her ability, that way it pulls the CC to her, and then, when you pop her ability, she's invincible so that she doesn't take damage. That way your king, once you pop his rage, his barbarians as well as the archer queen's archers are the things that will take the most damage and die, and your heroes will still be alive for the duration of the attack. So let's clean that stuff off. Next you want to look at is the air sweeper. The air sweeper is blowing in this area, so you don't want to attack into the air sweeper. Attacking into the air sweeper will slow the air sweeper will slow your balloons down way too much. So just don't even bother trying to do that. Let's see. So now with your balloons, the first thing I would do is I would drop 3 balloons on this archer tower and 3 balloons on this archer tower. So we have 3 and 3. Next, switch colors over here. I would then drop my first 2 hounds, hounds 1 and hounds 2. Once I dropped those 2 hounds, I would then go and drop the rest of my balloons to target this archer tower, this cannon, and this air defense. And the same thing on the other side. So we'll just connect those, and those are your balloons. Drop the rest of your balloons, and then I would then drop my 3rd and 4th hounds on these air defenses. From there, so basically once you do this, the reason you drop the hounds first and then drop balloons and then drop more hounds later is it works very well. The timing will keep your balloons alive. Your balloons won't get targeted that way, and it just kind of works. It just works well with the timing. From here, your balloons, dropping them this way. If you drop these in the center first, the goal is that hopefully they will either split this way or take out this mortar, and then kind of split somewhere this way. And then these you want to either come a little bit inside, and these you want to flow up. So this is kind of the general flow that you want the balloon. Sorry, that you want your balloon to take. And then you kind of want these balloons that are inside to stay inside and just kind of flow evenly across the base. So let's clean that stuff up and then highlight. So as far as raid spells, the way I would do it, is I know the majority of my balloons are going to flow in this area. So I would drop a raid spell here and a raid spell somewhere here. And then the other 2 raid spells are just, they're kind of as needed. But I would guess here and here are where you'll need them. Maybe they'll need to be a little bit more, in this center area, but those second 2 raid spells are just kind of as needed. So let's watch the attack. He pulls the CC with loons, and you'll notice there's not a high number of troops in the CC. If there were a ton of archers in there, those 3 loons would not have been enough to pull out that whole CC. You notice he dropped the king first and then the queen, and so of course the heroes are going to die. The king is already down. So you definitely want to make sure that you drop your queen first and pop her ability, then drop your king. Otherwise your heroes will die, and in this case the CC didn't even get killed. So there go the hounds, followed by balloons, and followed by hounds. You'll see the balloons try to clump up here and go inside and up before going out. It's not optimal. You definitely want your balloons to flow more evenly across the base. But it ends up working out here. Drops the last hound on the other side. This is okay sometimes, dropping your hounds in Quartolavaloon and dropping your balloons on the other side just to help clean up. I generally don't do it. I like my balloons to all, kind of be in the game as soon as possible, just because balloons kind of flow slow. And sometimes you need the extra power right away to, to kind of get things done. But, it definitely works out well in this case, dropping those extra balloons on the other side. So we'll speed it up from here just for the sake of cleanup. And a good 3-star attack by Fizz. So this attack was done by Kid Darkness. It's basically going to be the exact same thing. Here you're going to want to pull the CC. I won't go into too much detail about this part anymore just because, I've kind of beat it over the head already. But yeah, pull the CC, kill it with your heroes. Once you kill the CC with your heroes, of course, dropping the queen first, then the king. You see the air sweeper's range. It's going to blow somewhere in that direction, so attacking from over here is a no-go. You'll want to attack from somewhere up here. I would then, go ahead and drop my balloons. I would drop a couple balloons in the center, maybe 2 or 3 on each thing here. And then I would drop a hound in, hounds 1 and 2. Spread the rest of my balloons on these 2 sides, and then drop hounds 3 and hounds 4. And of course, with my raid spells, I would do something along these lines of dropping my raid spells here and a raid spell here. And as always, the second 2 raid spells are kind of as needed, but I would try to drop them somewhere here or here, just because those 2 areas are kind of the most obvious and kind of even flowing spots to drop them in. So let's watch the replay. So you see the CC gets pulled. Queen first, pops her ability, drops the king, rages him, and you'll see the heroes will survive. Hound, balloons, followed by more hounds. Waits a little bit on those raid spells so they can get them deep into the base, which, works. Just be careful doing it, because sometimes it'll cause your troops to die. Or, your balloons don't move quickly enough, and so your hounds will die. I think early rage is a little bit better than doing your rage too late. But works out here. Now you see over on the left side, I would have dropped my raid spell way before Kid Darkness did in this attack. Probably was waiting because there wasn't many balloons on that side. But I still would have dropped it even with the 1 balloon there, just because that 1 balloon will still do enough damage to knock out all that stuff. And, the hound is tanking, and, you just kind of want the balloons to knock out stuff before your hounds die. So, all in all, good attack by Kid Darkness, gets a 3-star. And then finally, we'll look at 8. We'll just show the replay for this one. Again, notice the air sweeper is in this direction, so you can't attack from here. Also, the CC is probably lurable from these 2 spots here, but pull out the CC. And you see this is a mistake. Don't do that. You're gonna cause your king to die. The king will definitely die if you drop your king first. Your queen may survive depending on what's in the CC, but your king will definitely die. And you'll see the queen is gonna end up dying too. But okay, anyway. The hounds go in, the balloons go in, and you'll see another mistake here. Should have dropped, especially when there's a center defense like this, you always want to make sure that you knock out that center defense with some balloons before you start your main bulk of your balloons in. So take that out first. What's going to end up happening is these balloons that are dropped here, they're going to maybe go up this way, but then they're going to come back and then double back around before they go up. So you do not want your hounds to go in and then back down before going up, because they waste time and your attack might fail. So we'll watch how it goes. Drops the raid spells. You see the balloons go to the center. Okay, and this is a third mistake. What is this? 7 or 8 balloons here that just got dropped late. For the entire duration of this attack, these balloons are going to lag behind, and just kind of keep an eye on it as the attack goes. You never want to drop your hounds late. I'm sorry, not hounds, your balloons late like that. And you'll see what I meant, the balloons had to double back. But you never want to drop balloons late like that. They already move so slow that if you hold them back, the first balloons you drop are going to get to the defenses, and those last balloons are never going to do anything. You'll see that those, I don't remember the number of balloons, I think it was 7 or 8, but up until just now, those balloons hadn't destroyed a single defense or even dropped a bomb. They were just kind of flying around aimlessly trying to get to defenses. So it's just kind of inefficient. If you're going to hold balloons till later, drop them on the other side, somewhere like this, to knock out defenses that might have still been up on the other side. But don't send balloons in and then wait a little bit and drop balloons behind them again, because there's no point. But all in all, no harm, no foul. Still gets a 3-star. So good attack by Fizz. I was going to stop it there, but I wanted to show this attack. This attack is a Pentahound done by Bobby. So with Pentahound, everything's going to be the same. You're still going to pull the CC out. Once you pull the CC out, use your heroes to take out the CC. Once you've taken out the CC, you then find the air sweeper. The air sweeper blows like this. So coming from here is not a good idea. Most likely you're going to want to attack from these 2 areas, like that. So what I would do is definitely drop a balloon in the center, probably 3 in the center, so that let these balloons travel upwards. I'll then drop my hounds, hounds 1 and hounds 2, clear that up, drop my balloons, so that hopefully these balloons will flow in the center and go up, probably split out, something like that. These balloons could go this way and then maybe split inwards like that. And these balloons that hit this archer tower you want them to go in this area and then go up. So what ended up happening is once all this stuff that was already in the center gets to here, everything will flow, you know, kind of smoothly through the base. Now with the Pentahound, you'll notice we dropped our first balloons here. I'm sorry, our first hounds there, balloons, and then our second hounds here, our third and fourth. Now you're gonna have a fifth hound left. This fifth hound, you can drop it kind of wherever it needs to be. If you notice on one side, let's say on this side, that your balloons are all dead, then you can just drop the hound in here to, you know, preserve those balloons if you notice that the hounds are dead and your balloons are going to be unprotected. Same thing with the other side. Or if you notice that the queen is just over on this side, just drop that fifth hound in over here, and more than likely the queen will target that hound at some point, blow it up, and the pups will, you know, go ahead and kill the queen. So Pentahound works almost exactly the same as Quartolavaloon. Only difference, of course, is having that fifth hound. And with that fifth hound again, at the end of the attack, you just kind of want to make sure it's where it needs to be to keep your balloons alive. But of course, if you're ever in doubt with where to drop that in a fifth hound, just drop it at the same time that you drop your second wave of hounds. But, you know, put it on the queen side, or whoever side the queen, you know, you think the queen is going to end up. So you see the hounds go in, followed by the balloons, followed by two more hounds to sandwich. You'll see some raid spells come in pretty soon. And then you see that final hound came in over here. You'll see later in the attack it probably would have been better for the hound to be dropped on this side, just because at the moment there's no hound tanking that air defense. So that air defense is just shooting down balloons. Whereas it seems like on the right side the hounds lasted a little bit longer. But in all, it doesn't really matter. Somehow there ended up being fewer balloons on the right side anyway, so the hound being there worked well anyway. So either air defense probably would have been fine. But all in all, it was a good attack by Bobby. Ends up getting a 3-star, and you know, that's all you can ask for in war. So we'll speed it up here. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and y'all take care.